I hope you are all safe and well. Today I'm going to tell you about my wild camping essentials, from tent to spork, stove to sleeping bag. Now obviously due to the lockdown here in the UK and elsewhere in the world, we are not currently able to go wild camping, but that doesn't mean that we can't dream of falling asleep underneath our tent canvas and waking up beside a lake in the hills. I thought this video might help you prepare for any future wild camping trips and also be inspired. Do let me know if you've got any questions down below. This is a slightly different style of video than I normally make, and it took quite a lot of time to put together, so I'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up if you like it, and subscribe of course, and do share it with anyone you think might like it. Alright, let's go virtual wild camping. The best place to start is probably with the tent. I have used this one-man MSR Hubba Hubba HP for the last 5 years. I chose this tent before heading on a bike touring trip for a few reasons. First, it's super lightweight at 1.7 kilograms. Second, it's spacious for 2 people, and something I really like is that you can both sit up inside the tent and you each have your own porch, which is handy for cooking in the winter or storing gear you don't want inside. Third, it's easy to pitch with just one pole, an inner and fly sheet. I also bought a separate ground sheet. And finally, it packs down fairly small with the poles separate. This model of tent has actually been discontinued, but MSR also do the Hubba Hubba NX, which is really similar, and I would definitely advise looking for all of these qualities in a tent for wild camping. This is the sleeping pad I use. It's the NeoAir X Lite from Thermarest. It is honestly so comfy and makes such a difference to how well I sleep when camping. The Thermarest is also designed to trap heat so you stay nice and toasty in your tent, and it packs down super small and usually sits right at the bottom of my pack with my tent. It's pretty quick to blow up and pack down as well. The sleeping bag I use in spring and summer is the Phantasia 32 by Mountain Hardwear. I got this sleeping bag from REI when travelling in America as I wanted something lightweight. At only 595 grams, it definitely ticks that box, as well as having a comfort rating of 0 degrees Celsius. The Phantasia has a tapered mummy shape designed for women, which I find comfortable and spacious. As the sleeping bag is around 5 years old now, I believe it has been discontinued, but I would advise looking for a spring-summer sleeping bag with a similar spec. Harvey has the Rab Neutrino 200, which I think is a great option. It's important to have reliable light when wild camping. I use the Petzl Actik Headtorch, which only costs about £20 and is ideal for hiking, climbing, mountaineering and camping, as it has a few different settings such as the red light and flashing light. It's also compatible with the Petzl rechargeable battery, which is a more eco-friendly option to disposable batteries, so I would definitely recommend that. I also have this little black diamond and Moji light, which is great for both the van and camping, as you can hang it to the top of the tent and it gives off a really nice light. So we're all set up camp now at Angleton. I think it's about 5 o'clock, 5:15. I'm not going to talk in depth about clothing in this video, but I think a warm down jacket is an essential for wild camping all year round. I have the Patagonia down sweater hoodie, which is an 800 fill, ethically sourced down jacket with a recycled face fabric. So it is a great eco-friendly option that is super warm and packs down really small. It also makes a great pillow at night. I always carry thermals in my wild camping bag all year round, so I can change into them when I get to camp and for sleeping in. These Patagonia Capilene Air thermals are made from 50% merino wool and 50% polyester, meaning they are both warm, light, and they feel cozy against the skin for sleeping. They are fairly pricey, but I think a worthy investment for year-round wild camping and hiking trips.
outside.
When you get to camp and pitch your tent, the first thing you're going to want to do is brew up a nice cup of tea. The MSR Pocket Rocket is my go-to camping stove simply because of how small and light it is. This is actually the old version, and the new version is even lighter and smaller. It also only costs £30, so it's not going to break the bank, and it can boil a litre of water in 3.5 minutes, which is just about the time it takes to pitch my tent. So you can set up your water to boil, pitch your tent, and voila, enjoy beautiful views with a brew. I recently upgraded my cooking pan to the Sea to Summit Alpha Pot. I'd advise opting for titanium with your cooking gear as it's super light and durable. I also like the way the handle swivels around to lock the pan in place, and I can store things inside. I haven't used it extensively yet, but I found it gives an even heat and is relatively non-stick. I also have this Snow Peak titanium mug, which is fairly pricey, but I honestly think the quality of Snow Peak gear is amazing. Likewise, I have a titanium spork by Altus that also folds down, which might be a little non-essential, but you know, it's nice to have things that are compact. And Opinel knives are a great option for camping as they fold down and are really sharp. How you're going to get water is something you really have to consider when going wild camping. You may be camping somewhere near a water source, in which case having a water filter or tablets is worthwhile. I usually carry in 2 to 3 litres of water with me for a wild camp using the Osprey Hydrapak, which I tuck into the front of my backpack. I've also recently started using the new Hydroflask Trail Series water bottles, which are designed to be much more lightweight than the traditional Hydroflask, and keep your water either piping hot or nice and chilled on long days out in the hills. And finally, you're going to need a backpack to put all that gear in. For an overnight wild camp, I find a 40 to 45 litre pack an ideal size. I use this Altus pack from Lowe Alpine, which I like as it has a really comfy back designed for women and lots of pockets so I can keep everything separate and organised. I usually keep my tent and sleeping bag in the bottom and snacks I want easily accessible at the top. I also keep my water bladder on the outside as I don't trust keeping it inside, and my favourite snacks in these outside pockets. All in all, it's a great pack, and I also really like the colour. Okay, those are my wild camping essentials. So of course that's not everything I pack in my backpack. There's always some added extras like food, first aid kit, spare clothes. But hopefully this video has given you some idea of what you might need for a wild camp. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.